So about a month ago, I bought this Fractal AM4, and actually this is my first Fractal unit, and I'm glad I picked it up because ever since I got this modeler, I've been using this a lot, and the tones I'm getting out from this AM4 is very dynamic, and it just reacts like a tube amp, And personally, I think that this is the best modeler out there in terms of pure sound, right? But there is one thing that I wish it had more, and that's the foot switches over here. So it's only got 4 foot switches, and that's just not enough for me, right? I totally understand that this is a very compact and a small unit, so it's not possible to add 8 or 10 foot switch on it, right? So I totally get that part. But the problem is, like, if I wanted to switch between modes, I need to like push this 2 button, and I need to push 1 more button, in order to change modes, on this unit, right? So which takes a lot of time, and it's just not, very practical to do that. It's a lot of steps. So to solve that problem, this guy right here, MIDI Captain by Paint Audio, comes in handy. And this is a powerful MIDI foot controller. You can do a lot of stuff with this, way more than you can ask for. But in this video, I'm just gonna show you how you can like program this to change presets from this MIDI foot controller, and change the scenes from this MIDI foot controller, and change the paces on this, The way I'm going to program this is the top 4 buttons would change my presets on AM4. The bottom 4 buttons would change my scenes within presets on AM4. And these 2 buttons would change the pace on AM4. So if I wanted to, let's say, go to a different presets from different bank, this is going to give me that access, right? And I'm also going to use this AM4 foot switch to turn the effects on and off. So I can use all these foot switches for my advantage, right? So now this 4 foot switch, I use this to turn the effects on and off. This 4 foot switch would change my preset, and this 4 foot switch would change my scene within the preset. And this 2 button would change the pace for me. As you can see, I'm on AM4 Geek Rig preset. So that's my number 1 preset, right? And if I push this button, it's gonna give me 2nd preset, that's Patrici Rig preset, and number 3 would be my Gary Moore preset. As you can see, that's changing on AM4 as we speak, so which is great. Now let's see if the scene mode is already assigned or not. I'm gonna go back to my number 1 preset, AM4 Gig Rig, and tap that. So that's just a clean double, which is scene 1. Scene 2, pushed AC, as you can see that. Scene 3, jump plexi. Scene 4, hot lead, right? So it's working great. So let's do the same thing on Patrici Rig AM4. Scene 1 is the miracle and the clean. Scene 2 is crunch. Scene 3 is in the presence of lead. Scene 4 is lead of consciousness, right? So which is great. So it's working. Now let's see if this works. This is the pace up and down button. So let's go to page 2. I'm going to do the same thing. Preset 1 on the page 2 is Eric Johnson Clean CC, right? So I'm going to see if the yeah, so this is working too. Scene 2, scene 3, scene 4, right? So which is great. So let's see if the effects is working. So this is boost on, boost off, so it's working. Chorus off, chorus on, delay off, delay on, reverb on. Let's check the tap tempo, right? So as you can see, the tap tempo is right there. I already assigned the tap tempo here, right? So let's see. See, now the tap tempo is changing, right? See, this flashing, it's moving slowly now, right? So the tap tempo works too. So yeah, these are already set up, and now it's working very smoothly, so which is great. So let's talk a little bit about this MIDI foot controller. This one is $139 or $49. That's what it cost. You can also buy another MIDI foot controller, which is way cheaper than this, and it does the same thing, and it gives you the same results. I bought this a while ago, and I wanted to make a video of this with AM4, right? And this is also my favorite MIDI foot controller because it offers a lot more than you can ask for. On this MIDI controller, it has a lot of different modes. You know, it has simple mode and it has Geek Mode, and my personal favorite is a Geek Mode, right? When I use a Geek Mode, I can simply use any foot switch I want. I can, you know, change the numbers on them however I want. So that's why I really like to use Geek Mode. And for me to make this work with my AM4, I need to use Geek Mode. So I can set this up for preset, set this foot switch for scene, and I can use the FX mode on this foot switches from AM4, right? So, all right, so now we know that. Another thing is this is also operated with battery, right? So it could be wireless, and it can operate with battery. I'm using the rechargeable battery simply because, you know, this device can recharge the battery as well, so which is a great feature about this unit. In order to recharge the battery, you do need to use either USB cable or the 9-volt power supply, and after you recharge that, you don't need to use those cables anymore. You can use this wirelessly, so that's a great feature from this unit. If you don't know basic MIDI languages, it's very easy to understand that. You know, so there are like two languages basically. One is PC, which stands for program chains, and another one is CC, which stands for control chains, right? So the PC, which is program chains, you use that simply to change the presets. So that's it. That's very straightforward. But CC, you use that to change the scenes within the presets, or to set the tap tempo, you know, or to change the effects, you know, if you like. So CC does a lot of things. So as long as you know those two, you know, functions, what they do, you don't need to know other stuff, you know, which could be more complicated. So one super important thing to note, and a lot of people get confused on this, is MIDI starts at number 0, right? So for example, I said all this for foot switch to change my presets, right? So this one is my PC 0. That means on my AM4, this is preset 1 on my AM4, but I set this on my MIDI Captain as PC 0. Same as this is PC 1 on my AM4, that's preset 2, right? And it goes on like that. Same as CC. So this is CC 0, but on my AM4, this is scene 1. This is CC 1, but on my AM4, that's scene 2. So just keep that in mind. The most important cable that you need in order to make this magic happens to connect the MIDI Captain to AM4 is this one right here. This is 3.5 mm TRS to MIDI cable, right? So this is 3.5 mm. This is a MIDI cable. So without this, you know, you can't use these together at all. So this one, 3.5 mm, simply goes to your AM4 MIDI in, right? And then this one goes to MIDI out from on your MIDI Captain. So, you know, I'll put a link in the description below so you can buy it if you like. Before we program the MIDI Captain, we need to do one more thing. We need to open the AM4 Editor software, and we need to go on setup and assign the number. So let me show you here. So I already opened my AM4 Editor software, as you can see right here. So you need to go to setup on a right top corner right here. Just click that and go on a remote and simply go to scene select option right here. So I went ahead and select number 15. You can select any numbers you want, but I'm just going to stick to 15. And on a tap tempo, I select number 11. So I think this is what you need to select for tap tempo. After you're done with this part is already done. That's all you need to do on your AM4 Editor software. So now let's get into some technical stuff, programming this MIDI Captain itself. So like I said, I really like the Geek Mode. I'm going to use this on a Geek Mode, and I'll show you how it works. So to go to a Geek Mode, simply press this number 3 button and hold it and power it on, right? So keep holding it, and this is gonna give me a geek mode, as you can see right here, right? So now I'm on a geek mode. You just need to do that once, and it's gonna remember. So second time you don't need to press the button and power it on, right? So that's already done. Now, as you can notice here, it says PC. We already talked about it. This is a program change, and then CC. This is a control change. There are other languages to NT expression 1 and 2. We're not going to get into those right now. So these 4 buttons are my program chains. I set them to program chains, right? And these 4 buttons below are my control chains, right? And these 2 buttons are simply gonna change the pace for me, right? I'm gonna program this preset first, right? So I'm gonna simply press the number 1 button right there. You can notice this big wheel knob. You just need to push that, right? And now you get into this screen right here, which looks like there are like a lot of brackets, but you don't need to get deep in there. So you just need to scroll, use this black to scroll all these brackets, right? So now, since I'm gonna set that number 1 to my preset 1, I need to push that button, and then I'm gonna simply change that to PC until I find PC, right? So here's PC, right? And the value is 0. So PC 0 is my preset 1, right? So that's it. Now I'm gonna go back and save this. Press this one more time. It's already saved. So this is now my preset 1. I'm gonna do the same thing with preset 2. Let me zoom in and push this button. All right, so I'm gonna, it's already on PC, but it says PC5, so I don't want that. I'm gonna change that to PC1, so that's gonna give me preset number 2, and I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna continue with number 3, right? PC. So I need to change this to PC2 in order to get me preset 3. All right, save that. Continue with number 4 preset. Push that. Number 3 is my preset 4. All right, save that. So that was easy, right? So to set the preset mode is very straightforward. It's very easy. Now we're gonna get into the control chains mode, right? So these alphabet A to D are my control chains. This is gonna change the scenes within the preset for me. So this one is scene 1, scene 2, scene 3, scene 4. Now we already know. I'm gonna press this button and push this. Now as I already showed you on AM4 Editor, I selected the scene mode to number 15, right? So I need to first change this. It says PC. I'm gonna change this value to CC instead of PC, right? So I'm gonna change it to control, change, and the number should be 15 here. So that's the number to change the scene for me. And over here it says 0, because CC has 2 values on it. So simply CC0 is my scene 1, right? So it's already there. I'm gonna set that up. But one more thing. So I wanted to also change the tap tempo on it as well, right? So my tap tempo value was 11. So I'm gonna go to CC here again and change this to number 11, right? Number 11. And then this one, I'm gonna set this to 127, because the MIDI number starts from 0 to 127. So this is going to work on all the tap tempos on a scene mode for me. So I'll do the same thing on alphabet. Oh, let me save that information first, and I'll do the same thing on B. So let's go here, and I'm going to change this to CC, control change, number 15. And this time my value for scene 2 would be number 1. So control change 1 is my scene 2, right? And I'll do the same thing for my tap tempo. So go to CC again, number 11 for my tap tempo, and this one is 127, right? Save that information, do the same thing for C, go to CC here, $15, and this one would be number 2 for scene 3, right? And I'll do the same thing here as well for tap tempo, control change, I'll set it to 11. That's how I set it up on my AM4 as well. And this one would be 127. Oh, by the way, make sure that it says T on it. Just change that to nothing. Make sure to do that. That one is saved. I'm going to do the same thing for alphabet D. Change that to CC, value 15, and this time it's gonna be control change 3 for my scene 4, right? And I'll set the tempo here as well. So CC, this would be number 11 and 127. Just make sure to change that to nothing. All right, so that's how you set it up. Now let's check if this works with my AM4, okay? All right, guys, so let's see how it works with AM4. I already connected my cable from MIDI Captain to AM4. Let's power them both on. And as you can notice, this time it says Geek Mode. It went to the Geek Mode directly, so I did not need to hold that number 3 button and power button at the same time. So, you know, it already saved that information, so you just have to do once, okay? Now, as you can see, I'm on AM4 Gig Rig preset. So that's my number 1 preset, right? And if I push this button, it's gonna give me second preset, that's Patrici Rig preset, and number 3 would be my Gary Moore preset. As you can see, that's changing on AM4 as we speak, so which is great. Now let's see if the scene mode is already assigned or not. I'm gonna go back to my number 1 preset, AM4 Gig Rig, and tap that. So that's just a clean double, which is scene 1. Scene 2, pushed AC, as you can see that. Scene 3, jump plexi. Scene 4, hot lead, right? So it's working great. So let's do the same thing on Patrici Rig AM4. Scene 1 is the miracle and the clean. Scene 2 is crunch. Scene 3 is in the presence of lead. Scene 4 is lead up consciousness, right? So which is great. So it's working. Now let's see if this works. This is the page up and down button. So let's go to page 2. I'm going to do the same thing. Preset 1 on the page 2 is Eric Johnson Clean CC, right? So I'm going to see if the, yeah, so this is working too. Scene 2, Scene 3, Scene 4, right? So which is great. So let's see if the effects is working. So this is boost on, boost off, so it's working. chorus off, chorus on, delay off, delay on, reverb on. Yeah, so this is amazing, guys, right? So this can work really well with AM4. So now this 4-foot switch, you know, I use this to turn the effects on and off. This 4-foot switch would change my preset, and this 4-foot switch would change my scene within the preset. And this 2 button would change the pace for me, right? So I'm on pace 2. Now let's check one more thing. Let's check the tap tempo, right? So as you can see, the tap tempo is right there. And I already assigned the tap tempo here, right? So let's see. See, now the tap tempo is changing, right? See, this flashing, it's moving slowly now, right? So the tap tempo works too. So same thing on the pushed AC. Yeah, see, now it's working, right? So yeah, these are already set up and now it's working very smoothly, so which is great. So this video was just to show you guys how you can connect this MIDI Captain to AM4. I also made a video about this AM4 itself, the demo video, checking out some factory sounds and stuff like that, like a month ago. So it's gonna pop up on your screen if you wanna see that video, and if you're interested, you know, listening to the factory sounds of this AM4. I'm gonna put that on the description as well if you're interested. So that's it, guys. Thank you for watching my video. And yeah, this setup really works faster with AM4, you know, with a single tap of foot switch. You know, you can change preset or scenes, or change the bank to navigate preset fast, and also you can use tap tempo you've seen on this video, right? So yeah, if you have any questions, just let me know in the comment below. And if you have a MIDI controller using it with the AM4, do let me know in the comment. And thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Cheers.